Hello everyone. So myself Rajni Jain. I'm today here in Mumbai and I'm feeling so privileged that today we have with us Mr. Pradeep Shah. As I know that he doesn't need any introduction, but still just a brief introduction for him. He is based out of Mumbai. He is 61 and he's living a very healthy lifestyle. And I would like to request him that if he can tell us that how all of us can adopt a very healthy lifestyle by following the natural diet, like what is available, natural diet is available. So how we can adopt it and how we can be healthy. And one more most important thing that we were discussing, he said that why to exit our life with a disease, so how we can exit in a healthy way. So today our discussion will go in the stream. So I would like to introduce Miss Praveena Vakharia. She is there with us. She is an advocate, and we have Dadima with us. She's from Bangalore, and she is a retired principal. So we'll first start. First, I would like I would like to request Mr. Pradeep Shah to give just a brief introduction, like what healthy lifestyle is into, and what is the law of nature and how it helps us.
Namaskar, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. As I have been told that I am an electronic engineer, I was working in the field of electronic design and development, which I do even today. So we never get convinced that easily with anything. And from my childhood, what I know is I had a lot of curiosities. And as far as health is concerned, I know that I was suffering from several problems right from my childhood. Cold, cough, constipation, gastric problem, body pain, headache, and with time various other problems did start coming. Hair loss was also premature, and then diabetes, blood pressure, cholesterol, back pain, and various other problems were there. Headache was a very common phenomenon. I tried almost everything in the books and whatever was available to my disposal very sincerely. Even did meditations and so on. Yes, meditation did help me, but ultimately the problems were aggravating day by day. Ultimately, I come across the science of nature, where exactly I understood what is the law of nature, what is that science. And once having understood, I applied myself, and I had miraculous result. Not only myself, my wife also, my child also, who had an hyperacidity, he also was cured. My wife also was cured of various problems. So all these things were happening very naturally. What you find today is not my actual thing maybe 6 years back. I was around 74, 75 or something like that. Right now I am around 52, 53 kgs. I am healthy, fit and fine. I am energetic all throughout the day. I never get tired. My biological age is right now 37, and my energy level is much better than what I was at 16. So this is what I have experienced. And basically the Almighty Creator not only has created us, but He has created all the ways and means to be healthy right from birth till the last moment. And He has designed it for almost all the creatures, and barring human beings, everybody follows His law of nature, and everybody is staying healthy life. And in case they are diseased or they have some problem, they naturally cure themselves without any medicines or any treatment. because that is designed as a core in us to have a self-cure. Auto-healing is a very common thing. So we have to understand that science, that the Almighty Creator has designed some food and lifestyle for us. It could be physical food which we intake from mouth, or something what we take by thoughts. If it is in tune with the law of nature, it's very natural and very easy to remain healthy, fit and fine and experience happiness and bliss. Just understand these wordings. Health is natural. Disease is punishment for breaking the laws of nature. Nature has created us and only nature can cure us. Health is our birthright. Almighty nature has made all the provisions. So we have to understand the laws of nature, and if we understand the law of nature and apply in our day-to-day life, irrespective of whatever is happening outside, we can be immune and remain healthy, fit and fine. So I would request everybody to understand that Almighty Creator laws and try to apply in their practical life and experience that miracles. I have experienced, like me, there are several thousands and lakhs of people have experienced this around globe, breaking the barriers of caste, creed, religion, gender and various other parameters. It's a very simple science. One can very easily understand. Now whatever input that we have got from modern science or from our traditions or from our scriptures, unfortunately we have not been able to highlight the real fact, and that is why we don't find healthy people around us. The so-called people who are supposed to give us the direction, they themselves are diseased. So we will have to go back to the root and understand the true nature laws and apply it, or if I put it in another way, understand the right religion. If you understand the right religion, adopting the right lifestyle or true lifestyle is very easy. It would be slightly difficult for me to put it in few words in few minutes. So if you have anything you can ask, I will try to answer you in specific.
What is the health life?
Okay, so now I would request Ms. Vakharia to ask question. If she has something to ask, please.
Doctor, I want to know what is the healthy life according to you?
See, word doctor, somehow I am not very much happy with that. In fact, barring human beings, nobody requires a doctor. Because there is a supernatural doctor within us. And he can take care of everything, provided we give the right inputs to our body and to our mind. Then everything is taken care. But if we give wrong inputs and expect right to happen, that's not possible. The Almighty doctor, supernatural doctor also fails and he gives up. So the important thing is to understand the laws of nature and apply it, and that's where you are going to experience the bliss and the happiness which everyone is really looking out for. Now, nature, as I told you, nature has made all the provisions. Even when the child is in mother's womb, who has made the provision for the child? See, mother may eat anything what she likes, but the Almighty Creator knows what the child wants. So, irrespective of what you have eaten, the nature converts it into a form which the child wants. So, nature is supernatural. There is a supernatural chemical factory in our body which converts what is required from whatever is available. So this is how the nature, when the child comes out from the womb of when he comes out in the world, when there is a disconnection, then also nature has made the provision. Nature has made the mother's milk. Nature knows what is required. So all the necessary ingredients are in mother's milk. Now, till what time the child should take the milk? Nature knows. Till the child is able to switch over to alternate diet. So moment the child is able to shift to the alternate diet, means he is having the teeth to chew. Nature gradually stops the milk, mother's milk. So what I am trying to tell you is mother's milk is ideal milk, wholesome milk, it's a Amrit Ahar. Only for that newly born infant child. It is an exclusive item made in the universe for one individual. Nobody has the claim over it. Even if a mother has a second child, third child, only the third child has a claim. The first and the second child doesn't have the claim on mother's milk. This is what we are aware. And in a human race we don't do it. But when it comes to animal milk, we are ready to take any animal milk till the last moment of our life. And consumption of animal milk is the biggest violation which we do, which is against the law of nature. And the physiology of the animal and the human being doesn't match each other. And consuming some milk of the animal all throughout the life, you are injecting a dangerous poison in your body, which our body cannot get through. And that is why, most of us have a lactose intolerance and most of the system is diseased. I can speak for hours and hours on this topic. So I can tell you from health point of view, it is not good. Secondly, not only physical, I am talking from the mental health point of view. The infant diet which is there for a newly born baby, if an adult takes all throughout his life, that diet will create a huge lust in the human being, huge cravings in the human beings, and it will lead to a huge downfall. And whatever today we are facing, all the problems of lust is because of animal food. So first is at physical level it is not good, at spiritual level it is worst. Now coming to the cruelty part of it, cow milk or buffalo milk is only meant for their child. Same law applies to them also. Unfortunately, we human beings believe that we are above the almighty nature. Our intellect is we are more intelligent than the nature, and nature has a flaws and we can correct those flaws. In the process we started consuming animal milk, and in process of consuming animal milk, what we have done is we have exploited that poor animal and done whatever worst thing that can be done with this animal, taking the support of the religion, taking the support of the traditions, and again the medical science also, despite being aware, is not ready to speak in public, has grossly misled the whole society, and everybody is consuming a huge amount of milk and dairy products, and now it has become a main diet. And if it is a main diet with so many varieties right from morning till night, obviously getting diseased is very much there. All the problems which we are facing today is there, and in the all process of getting the animal milk, the huge cruelty being inflicted on this poor animal is beyond imagination. The poor animal, right from the birth till the last moment of the life, doesn't experience a single moment of happiness. Not a single happy moment is experienced by that so-called cow, which we say is like our mother, or she has all the godly characteristics and we have glorified in the name of God and so many things, 33 crores of these devatas in this and so on and so forth. This is just to fool ourselves. Again, the milk, despite all these cruelties, is not able to suffice our requirement. Despite artificial insemination and premature killing of the animals, means first you raise the population by artificial insemination, then you consciously kill them prematurely once they are not in a position to give you commercial gains. And in the process you are supporting the slaughterhouses, you are promoting the non-vegetarianism, and when the non-vegetarian grows, is multiplying, you oppose them. So this is a hypocrisy. First, you make the non-vegetarian industry flourish and then you oppose. If you are consuming milk, indirectly and indirectly, you are supporting slaughter industry. Now there is a huge problem on the ecology. I can speak for hours, but then I think this is sufficient for anybody to understand what is the havoc the milk and the dairy industry has played. Secondly, nature has made all the provisions. Barring human beings, not a single animal is doing anything to grow the food what he has to eat. He is neither doing any plantation, neither he is doing any farming. Only human beings do everything. Cultivation, plantation, farming, cooking, all these things which has been done, it is a man-made thing. Again, this is again against the law of nature. Nature has already made jungles and jungles with lot of abundant food, which is ideally suited for human body. Cooking is the biggest disaster in the human race. Putting anything on the fire not only destroys the enzymes and the nutritions, the process of deterioration of the food starts. And the food which had all the system to sustain and to remain lively and ripe and nutritious immediately subsides and the decay process starts. And if you eat a decaying food or a dead food, it is very harmful to your body. It's a huge load for digestion. Your digestion system is totally ruined, and all the problems of all this junk, whatever you are eating, doesn't get digested. Your body gets toxified, and this toxified body is the root cause of all the problems. So the root problem is toxins within the body. And the solution is to detoxify the body and take the diet which nature has designed for you. That is the ideal diet, the absolute diet, the ultimate diet you have to take in the most possible natural form. Nature has designed our body to digest it and to easily excrete. Right now the diet what we take is very difficult to excrete, and constipation has become a very common problem. I can tell you 99.9% of the people have a constipation problem. And all the things originate from your poor digestive system. So one is that dairy products, animal products. Animal products obviously means non-veg, fish, meat, eggs and everything. Dairy products, then cooked food. In cooked food also, fried food, deep fried, refried, all these are the worst things that can be done by a human being. And if you really understand the religion in the true form, know where this is written, if you understand in the right context, all the religions have blocked all these diets. But we are swayed away with the tradition and nobody wants to understand the right religion. So these are the two major blocks. Secondly, we are consuming something which we are not supposed to consume, is the food grains. A thing which doesn't have its original taste cannot be our diet. You can't eat wheat, you can't eat any other thing. You can't eat your legumes or any other food, whatever you are eating, as it is. And you have to do huge processing. You have to grind it, you have to put and make atta out of it, and you have to put masalas, then you bake it, then you put ghee, and then it becomes eatable. So what is not eatable, you are eating because of masalas and processing. All the survival food has been made our regular food by virtue of cooking and masalas. If you can't eat anything which doesn't have inherent taste, which you can't take it directly, is not your food. So food grain, you can't take it as it is. You can't even chew it. And if you are eating is by virtue of cooking and by virtue of masalas, that is not your diet. So you have to refrain from those diet. And if fire was a natural item, nature would have provided fire. Like nature has provided water, nature would have provided fire. Only sun is the source of heat. So whatever is cooked by sun is our ideal food. So fruits, vegetable, leaves and water which nature has naturally provided, sunlight which nature has naturally provided, air which has naturally provided, it should be our main constitution of our food. And if you take that natural food, you will be naturally healthy, happy, and you will really experience the bliss for which you have been sent here. And the very purpose of coming here will be served. So this is in short what I can tell you. Rest of the things, yes, it can be done at the later stage. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shah. It was a wonderful insight into, we never thought about it so deeply. So thank you so much. Now,
Indeed,
a great insight. I mean, we have learned so much. So what I can sum up as of now is like eating raw food, raw vegetables, which is available from nature, not eating grains, having a milk-free diet, a dairy-free diet, and nothing to be cooked, nothing to set on fire. And if we are doing that, and apart from that, a healthy lifestyle, eating, sleeping on time, and mental peace, we are happy throughout the day, we are spiritual. So I guess with these little tips which he has given, we can transform our life to our healthy lifestyles. So thank you. I would like to thank everyone here who are there, and special thanks to Mr. Pradeep Shah for spending time with us and giving us this valuable insight. Thank you so much. Thank you.